Mr. Chairman, although I had mentioned items 1, 2, and 3, since I see that Sheriff Stewart is here, could we take the Women's Month, History Month proclamation as well?
Yes, that's fine. We'll go ahead and do item number 4 and proclaim the month of March as Women's History Month and recognize Doña Ana County women in history and leadership roles. Commissioner Chaparro, Madam Vice Chair.
Thank you. As we know this Women's History Month, we first celebrate our social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. So with that being said, this first started back in 1917 when the women gained suffrage in Soviet Russia. So this was adopted March the 8th, as it was yesterday for Women's Day, right? But women history then got adopted in 1981 by Congress and passed the Pub L 9728, which authorized and requested the president to proclaim the week beginning March 7, 1982, as Women's History Week. Throughout the next 5 years, Congress continued to pass joint resolutions designated a week in March as Women's History Week. And from there, it went into Women's History Month. Many women contribute to our history, culture, and society in Doña Ana County in the state of New Mexico. Women serve in many capacities in their community, anywhere from community leaders to spearheading nonprofit organizations, to public service, to education, to elected officials, and so forth. In our area, there are many successful women elected officials, including Doña Ana County Sheriff Kim Stewart, County Clerk Dr. Amanda Lopez Askin, County Assessor Leticia Duarte Benavides, Probate Judge Diana Bustamante, Commissioner District 4 Susana Chaparro, City of Las Cruces Councilors Cassandra Gandara, Tessa Abeta Stuvi, Joanna Bencomo, and Ivan Flores. City of Sunland Park Councilors Jessica Alba, Daisy Lara, Berta Salmon, and Olga Núñez. City of Anthony Trustees Gloria Gameros and Alba Flores. City of Anthony Police Chief Vanessa Ordóñez. State Senators Kerry Hamblin and Crystal Diamond. State Representatives Joanne Ferrari, Doreen Gallegos, Angelica Rubio, and Micaela Lara Cadena. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, Congressman Yvette Harrell. Y viva la mujer.
I'd also like to recognize local community leaders like Mary Ann Galindo in La Union, America Terrazas in Vado, Joni Nunn, co-owners of Sparky's and Hatch, Sandy Tatum in Radium Springs, and they're just a few women who lead our communities and impact the future through their entrepreneurial efforts and advocating for the betterment of their neighborhoods and societies. I continue with Mary Carter, Executive Director of the Women's Intercultural Center, Don Homer, CEO, Community Action Agency of Southern New Mexico, Pamela Angel, CEO of the Amador Health Center, Dr. Bobby Green, President of the Doña Ana NAACP, Dr. Michelle Sainz Adames, CEO of Jardín de los Niños, Lindsay Valdez, Mothers Against Drunk Driving State Executive Director, Nicole Martinez, Executive Director, Mesilla Valley of Hope. And these are just a handful of examples of women leading vital organizations that are providing instrumental services to others and continuously engage with elected officials on a variety of issues. There are countless women in this community making tomorrow's history, including Julie Ballard Soto, Thriving Families, Maria Retana, Maria Gerber, Josie Mendoza of Strong Families, Brenda Velasquez, who is a business manager. I'd like to include mi querida madre, Socorro Chaparro, who has been a rock to me, my sister Norma Chaparro, my best friend. There's so many women in our community that go most times unnoticed, And I will share a story with this commission. I was driving around my neighborhood yesterday, and there was some women building a rock wall. One of my very good friends, Rosa Hernandez, these are the type of women that form families, that are wonderful mothers, that are wonderful sisters, that just do so much for our family, that give to the poor, that work in our communities and give of themselves selflessly. So to them, my many thanks. Abrazos y bendiciones to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Chaparro. Mr. Macias, would you read the proclamation?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Whereas the Doña Ana County Board of Commissioners is pleased to recognize the accomplishments of the county's residents, and whereas the month of March is designated as National Women's History Month to increase awareness and knowledge about the vital contributions women of every race, class, and ethnic background have made across the nation. And whereas American women played unique roles in our history, making up the majority of our country's volunteer workforce and were key advocates in establishing early charitable, philanthropic, and cultural institutions throughout our country. Whereas since many of the women's suffrage centennial celebrations initially scheduled for 2020 were canceled, the National Women's History Alliance extended the annual theme for this year to Valiant Women of the Vote, refusing to be silenced. And whereas we honor women who have made history, including the Honorable Mary Kuhn Walters, who served on the New Mexico Court of Appeals from 1978 through 84, and the State Supreme Court from 84 to 88, was the first president of the New Mexico Women's Political Caucus, was a transport pilot in World War II, and the only female graduate in the University of New Mexico School of Law in 1962, and Annie Dodge Winnetka, the second woman elected to the Tribal Council of the Navajo Nation in 1951, known for her work in public health, social justice, and equality, receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And whereas reflecting on our remarkable legacy, we also honor the women all around us today. And again, both of our commissioners here have noted so many in the community, in key roles that make our lives richer every day, including artists, bankers, doctors, elected officials, engineers, scientists, economists, cashiers, first responders, teachers, custodians, receptionists, friends, mothers, daughters, really in every realm of our lives. And whereas it is the distinct pleasure and privilege of the Doña Ana County Board of Commissioners to bestow proclamations, now therefore the Doña Ana County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim the month of March of 2021 as Women's History Month. Mr. Chairman, a proclamation for the board's consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Macias. Can I get a motion and a second?
I first move.
Okay, a motion by Madam Vice Chair Murillo Trujillo,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Reynolds. Sheriff Stewart, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. I accept this on behalf of both of our commissioners as well as my three colleagues who also share elected office at this moment. And to Commissioner Champaro's long list, I would like to add my friend, Diane Gomez of Tortugas, who passed a few months ago. She was quite a motivator. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff Stewart. I did, or do we want to take the vote here or first? Okay.
I'm sorry.
No problem. Before we take the vote, I did want to add that I think it's so encouraging to see so many, being able to serve with amazing women like Commissioner Chaparro, Vice Chair Murillo Trujillo, Sheriff Stewart, and the clerk, Dr. Askin, and the tax assessor, Ms. Benavides as well. But, especially raising three girls, I think it's absolutely even more important that I find that we've seen such progress made by women and that they have such examples. And in particular, I have they have also my wife, who serves on, Teresa Tenorio, who serves on the Las Cruces School Board. So it's an amazing, it's amazing time for women to, to be serving with women, and then to have these examples for my daughters to be able to see they really can do anything they want to do. So thank you all for that. If there's no
Mr. Chair.
other, Commissioner Reynolds.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I think we missed one elected official. I don't know, I think the sheriff mentioned her, but Judge Bustamante. Judge Bustamante is actually recognized for her expertise all over the state. I can't go to any meeting throughout the state and talk about the judge about anything that she does and not get tremendous praise for her dedication and service to the county and to the state for many years. So I think she's also done a great job. And I also, too, congratulate our current commissioners, Chaparro and Trujillo, for the service that they offer and provide for the county as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Reynolds. All right, if there's any other input? Okay. Randy, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Ellens,
Yes.
Commissioner Reynolds,
Yes.
Commissioner Chaparro,
Yes.
Vice Chair Murillo Trujillo,
Yes.
Chair Sanchez.
Yes.